Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back again. I'm going to try something different this time, just because I've noticed that many people don't reach and see the full video. Maybe that's my fault because I'm not that interesting or my voice is not that engaging. So I'm going to keep this short. And if you want fuller video, I mean, I do have it. It's also be in the same playlist, same channel, everything. And so a quick rundown. Dracula is not a movie about vampires, or better yet, is not about fighting good versus evil. And it's also not Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is not based on the book. Although you'll see there's some inspiration. So in the beginning, he does have that look from Dracula 2000. It does open up, the movie opens up with a battle and with the conflict and with him being cursed, similar to Dracula Untold. uh, you also have this kind of like mixed messages between, you know, he's in a bad place, Dracula's in a bad place, but he's not a monster. And then they do have these comedic elements with the gargoyles that reminds me a lot of Beauty and the Beast. You also have these times in which it seems heavily green screened, and it does take you out of it for a bit, but at the same time, it's part of the storytelling. Because mostly that happens when they're doing the flashbacks, but it's not just in the flashbacks that they do the green screen. Uh, and overall, my take was that in this movie, it felt like a love story. Throughout the movie, I was rooting for Dracula and for Mina, Mina being the reincarnation of his loved one. And so I was rooting for them. I was rooting for them to be together. I was rooting for Dracula to find her. And in the end, when they do reunite and they're being attacked again, it reminded me a lot of when in Beauty and the Beast when they were attacking the castle to rescue Belle, quotation, right? But uh, the Beast is protecting Belle, similarly to how Dracula was protecting Mina. And the more he was protecting her, the more of a beast he seemed to the soldiers and to the people that were invading the castle. The only thing is that instead of like having a teacup throwing dishes or whatever, you have gargoyles that are attacking the soldiers. So there's that. Now, in the end, I did find this movie enjoyable. I mean, it very much was a mix of whimsical that reminded me of like the Tim Burton movies, but I think that's more because the music was from Danny Elfman, and so in my mind, Danny Elfman and Tim Burton are very closely linked. Tim Burton did not film this movie, so I'm gonna throw that out there. And other than that, it very much felt like a love story. I rooted for Dracula. In the end, of course, they couldn't have their happy ending together. So it felt kind of sad, but also at the same time, it felt right. Like it wouldn't have been right if they ended up being together and it's a happy ending. Because it's not one of those stories, right? It's not that type of story. And even in the ending credits, my thoughts were it is a love story. It's not a vampire story. It's not a horror story. It's and it's not even a Bram Stoker Dracula story. It's a love story. And sure enough, at the very end, the ending scene, the ending, you know, where the ending thing that they end with, you had Dracula, and then underneath appeared a love tale. So it was exactly what I was thinking it was, and I think that was like the intention. I don't know why it's been advertised as Dracula only and not from the very beginning, but it still made for quite a good surprise, and the movie is a good one. If you're going to be very hypercritical of the movie, yes, you're not going to enjoy it, but the movie is enjoyable, and not every movie has to be a gladiator movie that it's epic of epic proportions with magnanimous soundtrack. No, I mean it's okay. It's okay for this to be an average movie. It's okay for this movie for not trying to be more than it is. It is a good movie. I enjoyed it a lot, and I would recommend people seeing it on the movies. If this were something that somebody was streaming in their uh, on their TV and or I happened to see it on screen, I would stop what I was doing to see it because it is worth watching. That is my take. Again, if you want more of an explanation, look at the other video. If you want something more detailed, well, let me know in the comments, and maybe I can make a longer video going the parts that I liked, the parts that I didn't. But let me know. Let me know in the comment section. And remember, always remember, be kind to those around you because you never know what they're going through. All right. Talk to you later. Bye bye.